Welcome folks to the Crazy Chef, another episode of Fun and Food. Well, we've been going back to my roots here. We're going to make some chicken cacciatore. I've heard it called chicken cacciatore, but we're going for chicken cacciatore. Back to my roots, and this is really comfort food for the stomach. On a colder day, you make a nice cacciatore, or just even a regular day. It's beautiful. So we're going to start with the ingredients, folks. Let's start with some regular bleach flour, as you can see. Then we're going to go to just some vegetable oil, regular vegetable oil. We don't have a label on it, but it's just regular vegetable oil. Some salt, pepper, and granulated garlic. Salt, pepper, granulated garlic. Remember, this is my favorite, granulated garlic. If you have fresh garlic, you can use that also. 4 or 5 cloves. And then we're going to go to some red wine. We're going to use red wine. Now, we're using a Montepulciano from Abruzzi, but just a regular Burgundy, a cheap wine. Use a cheap wine. This is a little more expensive. But once we're open, I'm going to drink the rest, so I don't want to drink cheap wine. But when you cook, always use a cheap wine. Inexpensive red wine. Then we're going to have onions, cored, seeded, and sliced onions and bell peppers. Now, a couple of green bell peppers are good. An onion or onion and a half is good. And then we want to get maybe a half a pound of sliced button mushrooms. Nice, look at these mushrooms, they're beautiful. You can eat them like that, fresh. But they're sliced, we got them all sliced up, nice and fresh. And a few olives. We're using some imported olives, Kalamata. And then some tomato paste. Now we got it out of the can because we're just going to use a little bit, but a marinara tomato from a previous episode, or even some tomato paste out of a can, and 8 ounce. And the star of the show, folks, is a chicken and a half. We're going to chicken and a half because I have a couple of guests over tonight. So a chicken and a half are the ingredients, and I think we covered them all. Oh, excuse me, folks, I almost forgot. We happen to have some fresh oregano. Now, if you don't have fresh oregano, use the dried oregano. Now, I'm going to show you something here. Put the chicken over here. Get your fingers and just run it. Look at this. Just run it right down there, and you got all the fresh oregano right there, folks, on the chicken. If you don't have the fresh, the dry is just as good. And I think we got all the ingredients. Now we're going to go and start browning the chicken. Okay, folks, so now my lovely assistant has floured some pieces, and we're going to put them into the fry pan. Nice. Now this is just to brown them. About 10 minutes they should be brown. So you're going to put all these pieces in there and get them all nicely and brown. And then we're going to put them, after they're brown, we're going to put them into a baking dish, approximately a 13 by 9 by 2. We need a little depth. I'll repeat that, a 13 by 9 by 2 deep, because we're going to put the other ingredients in there. So right now, we're browning the chicken. Hear how it's popping? We're going to get it nice and brown. And the flour, don't be cheap on the flour. Put the flour on there, because the flour is going to be our thickening agent once we get it all into the baking pan. So she'll continue on browning. Let's see, we want to show you at least one, how it's brown. Yeah. Beautiful, nice and seasoned. So once they're brown, we'll put them in the baking dish. And once she has that all done, we'll come back and show you what to do next, folks. Okay, folks, and hopefully you can see now that my lovely assistant has browned all the chicken parts. Remember, we got a chicken and a half here. That's why everything looks odd. But that's the way it should look, nice and brown. Now we're going to go, and it's in the baking pan. Now we're going to go and start making the bell pepper, onion, mushrooms, and the rest of the ingredients separately. So we'll pull this away. Okay, folks, here we go. We're going to saute the onions and bell peppers. Oh yeah, look at that. Beautiful. We're in the stock pot, and we got the onions and the bell peppers going. We had a little bit of vegetable oil on the bottom there. We're going to do this for about 5 minutes. Get the onions and bell peppers sauteed. Smells real good. And then we'll come back and put in the rest of the ingredients. Alright, as you can see, the onions and bell peppers are sauteing real good. We'll throw in some more ingredients. Let's get that fresh oregano in there. Just sprinkle that around. Let's get our mushrooms going. Oh yeah. The mushrooms cook real quickly, folks, and you can eat them raw. So actually, everything we have here, you can eat it raw. Let's put in some spices now. Let's do our granulated garlic, which I love. You can never get enough of garlic, folks. A little salt and black pepper in there. A little bit of salt, not too much salt. Don't want too much salt. Let's throw in some of those Kalamata olives. Beautiful. Let's mix that all up. Oh, that's a meal in itself right there. Look at that. Let's get that tomato sauce in there. A couple of spoons of the tomato. A couple of big spoons of tomato sauce. Get that all mixed. And the final ingredient, I'm holding it, folks. It's the wine, and I'm gonna eyeball it. Half a cup, but I'm gonna eyeball it. Watch this, folks. Half a cup, I can tell. Oh yeah, I don't want to put too much because that takes away from my drinking. Ah, that's a good vintage. Yes, beautiful. If you don't want to use the wine, you can't do alcohol, you don't need to put the wine. We use wine because of our roots, our heritage, but you got a good mix going there. Do that for about 5 more minutes, and then we'll show you the next step. Okay, folks, so now we're back to our browned chicken, and we're going to cover it with the sauteed onions, bell peppers, and etc. Now, she's going to pour that just on top, spread it around. Oh yeah, that smells delicious just like that, folks. You know, if you don't want to use too much wine, you can always use some broth, chicken broth. But look at that. We're going to shake that to get it all in there. Beautiful. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to cover it with aluminum foil, or as some people say, aluminium. Did she have an eye to cut that, ladies and gentlemen? She cut that perfect. We got it all sealed so all the juices will stay in. And you got an oven at 350. 45 minutes, folks. Put it in the oven at 350 for 45, and we'll see you here in 45 minutes. Okay, folks, look at that. There's the final product. Delicious. Smells delicious. The mushrooms, the olives, everything together. Now let me pull some out for myself. I got myself a little wing. Look at those bell peppers, mushrooms, olive. Oh, all the sauces and the spices all got together. Let's see what we got here, folks. I got myself a chicken wing. Yeah, it's nice and hot. I gotta taste it though. Gotta taste it. Get myself a mushroom. Now that's what I'm talking about, spot on. Delicious. Now that's a chicken cacciatore, folks. Ah, that's a hunger comfort food. Let me tell you, that brings me back to my roots. You know, I like to take this opportunity to thank everybody. After being in the business 50 years, I like to thank the subscribers and the viewers. And it's nice to know that there's still people out there that appreciate good food, healthy food. And you know what? The fun of making food. It's a social thing, people. And I appreciate it. Thank you for your subscriptions and your views. Appreciate it and keep it going, people. I love you. Thank you.